Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I'm going to try and do the doing my makeup with wet brushes challenge. Now I did see this video from Makeup by Michael Finch. I will leave his video in the description box below. I believe he was the person that created this challenge. So if you'd like to go watch his video, it'll be in the description box. So I've seen a couple of people do this and I'm kind of nervous because it can either go horribly wrong or it can go in between, or it's like it's alright. So today I think we're just gonna see how I go. I wanted to do this challenge because I want to see if I can actually make this look half decent. So I have my glass of water here and we're just gonna get started. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is priming my eyes and doing my eyeshadow. So to prime my eyes I'm going to be using my Instant Age Rewind concealer. I'm just going to be putting a little bit of this like on my makeup palette and then using the wet brush. Okay, so the brush I'm using is this one from Zoeva. It is the 142 Concealer Buffer. Now I'm just going to wet it. I'm just going to push the excessive water out. So now it is wet, well and truly. So I've got my concealer on my brush. I'm just going to start applying. Okay, so it doesn't feel all that horrible right now, but we'll see how we go. I'm just re-wetting my brush because it's kind of dry. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's kind of quite patchy. I'm just going to do this eye. Oh. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in with my Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer and do the same thing, just to give my eyes a little bit more coverage because I don't feel like there's much coverage at all right now. Okay, so the Maybelline concealer right now is giving me a lot better coverage. The blending out of this is quite difficult. So what I'm going to do is take a brush like this. This is the Aeesa by Kryolan Large Rounded Eyeshadow Applicator. I'm just going to, again, wet that. And then I'm going to use this to pat the concealer. Because right now it's kind of very like blotchy from that brush. Okay, so now that we have that on, I'm taking my Maybelline New York Shine Free Loose Powder. It just looks like this. It has a bit of a yellow undertone to it. And I'm going to be using the same brush that I just used. So I'm going to re-wet it. Get the excessive water out. So that is now wet. I've got powder on my palette. I'm just going to pick that up with the brush. Oh god. And then set my eyes. Okay, now that that is done, I'm going to move on to eyeshadow now. I'm kind of nervous and scared to do this because I have no idea how this is going to turn out. To do my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using my Chi Chi Spices palette. It just looks like this. It's one of my absolute fave palettes. I think what I'm going to do is start off with this light neutral brown and put that in my crease. And I'm going to be using my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush. It looks like this. And again, just going to be wetting it. Wet. Yeah, okay. We'll see how this goes. So I'm just going to be, pigment. Applying this to my outer corner and crease. Oh no, the base underneath is moving so much. The powder's like going all weird on my eye. So that's fun. Patting motions is going to be the way, I feel like. It's so hard to use your brushes when wet because they all just go like that and it's really difficult. I have to say, this is not easy. Okay, so we've got one eye done. It's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So now I'm going to try and do the second eye, and I think that's going to be a little difficult because I don't know if you can see, but the powder's gone so funny on my eye. Yay. Okay, so I'm just going to re-wet that brush. I don't know why the powder's done that, but not much I can do. The water's just kind of taking it away anyway, but what can you do? Okay, not gonna lie, blending is becoming quite difficult, and this eye is significantly darker than this eye. So what I'm gonna do to try and help blend, probably not gonna work, I'm gonna take my 228 Luxe Crease brush from Zoeva. It just looks like this big fluffy brush, and then I'm just going to wet that also. Right, I'm just gonna see if this works. It's not too bad actually. Now that we have that blended, I'm going to go in, let's see, I'm going to go in with this shade here, and I'm going to use the same brush I used before. I'm just going to re-wet it. Same brush as before. Oh. Okay, so this is going to be sufficiently difficult. Oh my gosh. Just keep blending, just keep blending, blending, blending. If you know it, that's off, let me know. Well, the tune anyway. Right, so I'm going to do the same trick I did last time. Take this brush and wet it again. Now I'm using a really light hand because otherwise like it just takes all the colour off. Okay, so it doesn't look that bad. I'm going to do the other eye though, and we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to re-wet the brush. Right now I'm asking myself why I chose this colour, but I did that before, and you know what? Didn't turn out all bad, so... Oh my god, these pins and needles, my leg is like dead. Alright, time for our handy dandy trick. I'm going to wet the brush again. Okay, I'm loving this brush. This is helping so much. Now to just help blend out these edges along here, I'm going to take my Real Techniques Bold Motors brush in the number 203. I always do that. Why do I do that? And I'm just going to wet it. Boop, boop, boop. So now that our eyes look officially a mess, especially this one, I am going to take this, I'm going to take this shade right here, not the orange, the pink one. Going to be taking my Aeesa by Kryolan large round lip brush, looks like this, and wetting it. Now this is a shimmery shadow, so it should perform better wet. Yeah. Whew, that's pretty. Going back in with that brush that I used before for the dark brown, I'm just going to wet that again. and go in with a darker colour. I'm going to go in with this one here. Go on my outer corner. Oh! This is turning into a very smoky eye. Before that dries down and moves, I'm going to use our trusty blending brush again. Make that wet. Get the excess off. And then try and blend that. Oh god. Let's be honest, it's a bit of a mess. Now that we have our eyes almost done, I'm just going to be taking my NYX Golden Horizons palette, and I'm just going to be taking the white, which is down here. I'm going to be using the Bold Metals brush again. I'm going to be wetting that and using the white just to clean up all that eyeshadow below my eyebrow. So wetting that. To be honest, I think that's the best our eyes are going to get, so I'm going to leave it there before I keep spending like 13 hours doing my eyes. I'm going to now put foundation on, but I'm going to be using my RIMMEL Match Perfection foundation in the shade Porcelain. This is the Aeesa by Kryolan smoothing brush, so I'm just going to wet this. And then I'm just going to squeeze out the excess. Now I'm going to go in with my foundation. Ooh, okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, this actually isn't too bad. This is kind of leaving brush marks in my face, which is a bit frustrating. Not gonna lie, this doesn't look the best. But we're gonna move on to concealer. So I'm gonna be using the same Match Perfection concealer. And to apply that, I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush in the number 201. I'm just gonna wet that. This is where it like all goes wrong, is how am I meant to blend this? Like it's kind of just taking the product off, which is highly frustrating. I think what I'm going to do is take the large rounded shadow brush again and wet that and use that to pat out the concealer, because that seemed to work quite well on my eyes. Just wetting my brush again because it's gone a bit dry. Honestly, don't know how I'm pulling this off like okay. I mean, I've done better and my skin's definitely looked better, but right now I'm not complaining. Okay, so I think that's the best we're gonna get with that. Now, do I set my face and do bronzer and contour with powder, or do I cream the contour? What I would usually do is set my face and then contour. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be using the same powder as I did before. I'm going to be using this little brush. I don't want a huge brush. Just wetting that. Ooh, this is where it all goes terribly wrong. Yep, terribly wrong. It doesn't look as bad on camera, but in person, it's questionable. not gonna lie, right now my face feels really like heavy and sticky, and it's not a pleasant feeling. Okay, so now that we have our powder on and my face feels horrible, we're going to do bronzer. So the bronzer I'm going to be using is my Dream Sun bronzer by Rimmel. It just looks like this. And I'm going to be using this brush from Real Techniques. It's the Bulb Metals in 300. I'm just going to be wetting that. Let's just say I wouldn't recommend doing this on a daily basis. It takes way too long, too much effort, and let's be honest, it looks 10 times better when we don't wet our brushes. Oh god, that's a bit intense. I'm just going to go back in with the brush that had a powder on it and wet that again. And I'm just going to use that to help blend this out, hopefully. Yeah, I'm not loving this challenge because it just took all the foundation off, literally, on that pimple. Cool! This is a challenge and things are gonna go wrong when you use wet makeup brushes. Apart from that situation, the bronzer doesn't look too bad. Now it's time for blush. I'm just gonna be using the same brush. Now it's time for blush. I'm just gonna be using the same brush. And I'm going to be using my NYX blush in Apricot. Re-wetting that. Risky. Alright, I think we're just going to leave that there because it's just taking my foundation off at this point. Alright, so this is what we're working with. Now I'm going to put some highlighter on because you know what? I'm kind of just over it at this point. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Bold Metals brush in the number 200 and I'm just going to be wetting that. And I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Translucent Pearl Highlighter. It just looks like that. Now highlighter should apply nicely with a wet brush. Come on. Save me. Oh, yes. Saved. I'm in a weird mood today. Please ignore it. Unless you like it, then feel free to stay. Be honest, the glow is like the best thing in this look, so there you go, it's telling you something. Now I'm going to be taking my Zoeva Browline brush in the number 322 and my Rimmel powder, and I'm just going to be wetting the brush. Using this wet lip brush with concealer on it to hopefully fix up my eyebrow a little bit. Right, so we haven't got the most perfect eyebrows in the world, but they gonna have to do. Now I'm just going to put some mascara on. I'm doing that normally because that ain't no way in heck I am ruining my mascara wand. Now that I have mascara on, I'm going to put a lip on. I don't know what lip to put on. Ignore this pink colour on my lips that I was just testing out a colour to see if it went with my eyes. Sufficiently does not. No, I don't think so. But I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Amber. It's a metallic liquid lipstick. It looks like this. It's so freaking gorgeous. I'm just going to be putting that a little bit of that on my makeup palette down here. And then I'm going to be using my lip brush and wetting that. So this is the completed look using wet makeup brushes. It's not too bad. I do have to say that my face feels, it did feel sticky at a point, but now it feels quite like light. Like everything on my face feels quite light, like it doesn't feel like my face is like super caked up. I have to say the texture is a little weird, like it still does feel a little bit sticky in areas. It's not all over my face. The liquid lipstick feels a little bit off because obviously I used a wet brush to put that on and usually use the applicator, so that feels a little bit ugh. My eyeshadow is not all that bad. Obviously there could be a bit more blending and stuff like that, but I'm not mad at it. It's turned out pretty good. Eyebrows thing I'm not 100% happy with is the base, just because obviously I couldn't get as much coverage as I would have liked because obviously I had a wet brush. I like quite a full coverage because of all my texture, pimples, scarring, redness, all that jazz. Now the bronzer isn't too bad on this side. On this side, on the other hand, it's not that great. It's come off in just this section here, and there's no foundation, nothing, so we're just gonna cover that back up with my hair. So that's quite annoying. Blush, very minimal because I don't want to put too much on, and highlighter is actually really nice. So I think the things that were the best out of this is going to be the highlighter, the eyeshadow, my eyebrows, maybe the liquid lipstick if it didn't feel so like ugh. But apart from that, I'm not mad at it, but in future, I don't think I'll be using wet brushes to do my makeup. Just saying. Let's just stick to dry brushes for now. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. All my social media links will be in the description box as always. Please feel free to leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. And again, thank you so much for watching. Bye!